Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I'm Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what are the messages with the cards that come out in this reading for you. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So let's begin. Let's find out what cards come through, what messages come out with the cards. So the first card that we have is the Nine of Wands, and we have the Chariot. So we do have Cancer energy with this Chariot card showing up here. We also have some fire sign energy. So you could be dealing with another Sagittarius. You could also be dealing with a Leo or even a Aries. And we have the High Priestess in the reverse. You have more Cancer energy. So you could also be dealing, you could definitely be dealing with a Cancer. But we have Sagittarius energy with the Temperance card. So with the Temperance card showing up over here, this does feel like a pretty positive energy, especially for a union. I do feel like within a union, being able to get to a place that feels like things are more stable. I also feel that with the Temperance card, this also feels like soulmate connections and being able to actually experience a connection that feels like one that is quite strong, even as far as being able to feel like you are in connection with the right person. I do feel like with the Temperance card, this is also all about balance, and especially if you are single, this is also, I do feel like being able to pour into your own cup. And I do feel like when it comes to being able to have that self-love, this also feels like an energy of having abundance of that. I do feel like with the Temperance card showing up over here, this feels like a very positive atmosphere and a desire to reach this positive place. I do feel like it's in reach. I do feel like though, with the Nine of Wands showing up over here, when it comes to somebody you're dealing with, they are coming across as a bit closed off. I do feel like there's a sense of cautiousness, but I do feel like when it comes to the reasons why they are so cautious or closed off, it could be based upon something that has nothing to do with you and more so all about them and all about their experiences from the past, and being something that is actually showing up as a fear that's driving them in a direction to be very cautious. I do feel like though, the Nine of Wands showing up over here, this person does actually hold a lot of feeling for you and even your connection. I do feel like there is a sense of even being in a position where they're ready to defend it, they're ready to fight for it. There is a sense of it having a lot of meaning and being a meaningful connection towards them. And even when it comes to the way that they feel about you, they feel something very meaningful and something very present is actually stirring their emotions towards you within this connection. I do feel like though, the Nine of Wands, this does feel like a sense of having limiting beliefs or having a sense of carrying a burden that is no longer necessary or serving them, but it feels like it's coming out of a place of fear or caution. I do feel like with the Nine of Wands, this does feel like an energy of coming across a bit guarded. I do feel like this person may take their time to open up, and at times that can even be something that comes across as them kind of self-sabotaging this connection because their desires and their actions may not really truly be lining up within your connection. I do feel like there is strong, deep connection over here that they feel with you. I do feel like when it comes to anything tripping them up, it maybe has to do with experiences from the past and a fear of repeating anything that they don't want to experience from the past. I do feel like with the Chariot card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being ready to go. There is a sense of being in a space where you're ready for what's next. You're ready to be able to actually experience forward movements in this connection. You are in a space where you're open to that. I also feel that there is a goal-oriented nature towards that attitude within this connection for you. I do feel like with the Chariot card showing up over here, this feels like decisive energy. And I also feel that there's a sense of having your mind made up. And having your mind made up within a connection, and even when it comes to going after a goal. I do feel like with the Chariot card showing up over here, this also feels like an energy of either travel, there could be distance included in the situation. I also feel that there could also be an opportunity to be able to either be able to move, or there could even be travel in the sense of getting a new vehicle that's kind of moving. That's also giving you the opportunity to be able to move in a different way. Do you feel like with the Chariot card, this is successful energy, especially in being able to experience progress that you see. I do feel like with the Chariot card showing up over here, in this love reading with someone, you and this person may be different, but I do feel like you're not that different as you may come across at first sight. there's a lot about you that could also be kind of it's like you're approaching things in different ways, but it's still in the same way, with the same mentality. I do feel like you could align with this person in a lot of ways, and with the temperance card showing up over here, I also feel like when it comes to your connection and what you're going through, you and this person may actually be matching each other's energy. With the high priestess showing up in the reverse though, this does feel like an energy of a need for being able to rely on self-trust. I do feel like when it comes to the person you're dealing with, they are in a space where it's like they are acting from a place of trying to be cautious. They're not opening up at this time. I do feel like there is an energy of them also not really, there's some self-doubt, or there is a lack of taking their own intuition into consideration when it comes to acting. I do feel like though the high priestess, this may also come across as if someone's kind of being secretive with you, but I do feel like there's a lot of attempts to try to self-protect for this person, and I do feel like it's a personal issue and has nothing to do with you as far as that is concerned. But I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse. We have the Tower also in the reverse. We do have some Scorpio energy because we dealing with a Scorpio. We have the Four of Wands and the Seven of Swords in the reverse. So the Seven of Swords shown up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy who wants to of a person who wants to either be able to come clean. I do feel like there's a desire for being able to bring back honesty into a situation, some kind of truth being revealed, and also a sense of actually getting somebody to be more so honest, and this connection being one that is more authentic and also built and rooted upon honesty and being able to kind of build trust through that. But with this Queen of Swords showing up in the reverse, this does feel like a person who either may have experienced a lot of difficult relationships, and that feels like something that does get to them, is something that still lingers, or is something that still is in their head and is something that takes up a lot of space in their mind. I do feel like with the Queen of Swords showing up in the reverse, this person may have a lot of hard feelings towards past situations, and I feel that with this Nine of Wands showing up over here, this could be something this person's trying to fight against, but I do feel like it is something that does actually kind of lead to this person showing up in a way that's more so cautious and a bit closed off in this connection with you, even though they hold a lot of strong feelings. So I do feel like with the Queen of Swords showing up in the reverse, this feels like a need for being able to release the past for this person, and I do feel like when it comes to a lot of ways in which they move, it's based upon those feelings not being released. But with the Tower card showing up in the reverse, this feels like an energy of wanting to be able to go forward, be able to experience forward movement, to be able to move past something. But I do feel like with the Tower card showing up in the reverse, there's something that's kind of tripping you up in being able to move forward. It's like this feeling of being stuck, not feeling, it's like you're not trying to entertain the past, you're not trying to move backwards, but there is a desire to move forward, but there's something that you feel that you need to deal with in this moment. I do feel like this could be your feelings towards this person also being something that is either getting to you, or it's not weighing you down, but it is something that is making an impression on you that's not allowing you to be able to move forward in the way that you would hope at this time. But I do feel like with the Four of Wands, there is an energy of being able to actually get over something that could be in your path within this connection. I do feel like with the Four of Wands, this is a desire to be able to lay roots with you. There's a sense of wanting to be able to actually build with you and build something meaningful with you based upon something true, something genuine, and I do feel like that is the feelings this person holds for you. But with the High Priestess showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of not really being able to see where this person's coming from or what this person is going through. There could be a sense that this person is holding a lot in, and I do feel like this person may be someone who likes to deal with a lot within, and they're not used to being able to actually share that, and I do feel like there is an energy of suppressing. But with the Seven of Swords, this feels like an energy of being able to hear from someone on a deeper level, where it does feel like getting to know someone from a deeper place where you are able to actually work through something. And I do feel like it's also getting you closer towards this Four of Wands energy, where there's this desire to be able to lay roots with you, be able to actually have a strong, solid foundation within this connection. So this person and yourself being able to work together as opposed to their actions being separate from this connection. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We have calling in your soulmate. We have love yourself first. And we have passion. So with the calling in your soulmate card showing up over here, I do feel like this person is someone who is in a space where they really want to be able to have a divine kind of a connection that's harmonious and also peaceful. So what I'm getting with that temperance card showing up over here, I do feel like there's a desire for being able to experience acceptance from someone, and that could be something that they get from you, but there is something very meaningful as far as the way in which you're impacting this person. I do feel like though with the 9 of Wands, this does also feel like a lot of anxiety about where a person is and the future. And I do feel like this person is somebody who's carrying a lot. And with the Queen of Swords showing up in the reverse, this feels like a sense of holding on to something that is no longer serving them and is something that has passed. So I do feel like this person may require patience, but with this calling in your soulmate card, I do feel like there is something that does feel like what they want involved with you, something serious, something of a very meaningful nature. And within your connection, there is this sense of being able to have a connection that feels more so soulmate-like. With the temperance card showing up over here, this does feel like a divine union. I do feel like there could be communication that also leads to a turning point in this connection. And I do feel like also being able to experience a sense of getting closer when it comes to that. I do feel like with the love yourself first card showing up over here, this is an energy of being able to pour into your own cup. And also when it comes to putting yourself first, I do feel like being able to do so is also a part of being able to have a connection that is well balanced and is necessary. I do feel like with this Tower card showing up in the reverse, this feels like an energy of being stuck. I do feel like with the Chariot card showing up over here though, there's a desire for being able to move forward and being in a space where it's like what you're desiring. I do feel like with the Tower card showing up in the reverse, this feels like something that is also kind of weighing you down. I do feel like when it comes to this connection, this is about being able to tend to yourself, your own needs. And I do feel like not taking on someone else's needs and someone else's issues as your own. I do feel like having a nice balance between that is also something that's important. And also, I do feel like it's vital to the evolution of this connection. I do feel like with the passion card showing up over here, this does feel like a very strong sense of chemistry between yourself and this person. I also feel like with the Four of Wands, there is a sense of being compatible and in a very productive way within this connection. It does feel like an energy of being able to build something genuine with somebody who truly wants that with you. I do feel like with this person, they are also someone who is in it, and I do feel like they are in a space where it's like it's going to take a lot to get them to back down, especially that Nine of Wands. Do you feel like there could be some things that kind of trip this person up when it comes to the being able to make this connection work with you, but there's a desire to be able to do that, and I do feel like there's even effort being put into that. With this Nine of Wands, this also feels like a fighting chance that this person has for this connection. This feels like an energy of being able to defend something that means a lot to them. And with the Temperance card showing up over here, do you feel like your connection is one that is quite promising? I also feel like it is one that is happening for a reason. There's something very meaningful. And even perhaps there are some lessons to be learned, but I do feel like you have the potential to grow together within this connection with this person. With this Passion card showing up over here, I feel like it's undeniable type of chemistry with this person. It's this understanding that is even somewhat unspoken that you can have with this person. And I do feel like on a lot of things you're on the same page. So those are the messages I am getting with these cards for you, Sagittarius, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye, Sagittarius.